Exactly. You get a dog, and you get a dog, and you get a dog, or a turkey. Hi, everybody. Welcome to GHP Spotlight. I'm James Lott Jr. And my co-host is not Mini, he's Major, Frank Moran.
Hi, everybody.
We are here. We're back. Yes, we're back, bitches, to talk about General Hospital. Um, there was that one week, there was like a couple episodes. I only have like one giant comment. We'll talk about that. But this week, I actually really enjoyed this week. There were a lot of surprises, folks. They really well. I mean, whether you like storylines or not, there's a lot of surprises. I was very, very pleasantly surprised. And then yet a couple of things that didn't change at all. At the same time, Gerard almost gets it. But before we get started, yes, we did the Y&R, and Bold is one big show. So don't look for it separately. It was a last minute decision. We did it as one big show. We did it for an hour and a half. It's out now. But if you're a Bold fan, you can go to Bold and Beautiful and find it. If you're a Y&R fan, you can find it. So it's on both platforms, but it's just one big show. And we went back and forth. So there wasn't just we didn't do it like before. It was like Y&R first, then Bold. We hate this storyline on Bold first. We hate this storyline on Y&R first. We like it, so that's what we did. Frank, you appreciate that show. It was very much a very interesting show for us. We love Michelle Stafford, but hate her storyline, that kind of thing. So we talked about all that. That's out now. And that was me, Amanda Russ, and Tammy Govea. Candice Mack was on assignment. She can join us. And because of that, tomorrow night, for the first time at 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Central, and 10 p.m. Eastern, we're doing our first evening Beyond the Gates after show with Candice Mack and Amanda Russ, and me in the voice of God. I'm always off camera commenting. Yeah.
Interesting.
So let's find out how to get in the gates this week because it's nighttime. They always start out, Frank, with the how they got into the gates. It's always a thing. So it's funny what they come up with. But now it's nighttime. So how to get in the gates at nighttime? Will Amanda flash her boobs again, or will it be something totally different? We have no idea. Find out tomorrow live here on JLJ Media, YouTube. Be there or be square. Yes. I know. Let's bring that back, Frank. Let's bring that back. Keep in touch. Don't change. Yeah, all that. So looking forward to tomorrow night. Yeah, we have a good time because we can talk all kind of stuff. It's nighttime. We can say all kind of stuff. Why we say it anyway in the daytime. Frank, no, that's Frank. Tony Moore, my other male relationship. Tony Moore will be on Distant Days. He's back. So he'll be on Distant Days today at 3:00 on their channel. And they talk about Peacock's award-winning #1 hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives, as they celebrate 60 years on the air. It's kind of crazy. 60 years. So they're joining the other ones. So they'll be on there today. Here's the schedule. Next week we're here. And we're here on the 21st. That's it. Forever. Just kidding. But that's it. We start our 11th season in January. We'll let you know more about that as that time comes up. But it's the end of the year, Frank. Can't believe it, right? Can't believe that, right?
Yeah. Time flies when you're just making fun of and loving a show like this.
So I have to ask you, Frank. I asked the ladies today. Ask you, does a dead inside, cold-hearted, cynical man like yourself celebrate the holidays?
The fact that I paused,
yeah, I know. I'm like
an indication. I mean, I celebrate by taking the day off, but we are not a family that enjoys turkey, which I'm thankful for. So no, I was fun with my two favorite people, my wife and my daughter, and we enjoyed some delicious homemade food and some football. So yes, there you go. So you know what, I don't mind being, yeah. Usually, growing up, I enjoyed, like, Christmas was like a day I'd rather be by myself and just go to movies all day.
Wow, funny.
I was never huge into the family aspect of the holidays.
Okay.
But now, that I have my own little unit, we're kind of building our own sort of tradition, so it's not too bad.
So, are you doing anything for Christmas?
They are going up to see her, Erica's parents. So I will be by myself down here, which means maybe some movies for me.
Anything coming up that's good?
There's the new Avatar film,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's
Okay.
3 hours and 10 minutes.
Oh, I know. Ooh,
Ooh.
okay.
But I feel like if I'm only going to see that film one time, then I should see it on the screen in
Yeah.
3D the way James Cameron wants you to see it.
Yeah.
But that is a mythology and a franchise that is I will watch it and then I will forget about it until the next one comes out.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, it doesn't have any stickiness to it.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. Sounds like fun, Frank. That's
No,
a,
wait, surely. No. Not as fun as the James Lott Jr. Holidays. It's a lot
yes, a lot.
of fun and frivolity.
I am already, I love that word. I have 2 trees, 3 trees. So I'm decorating them all. I've already have you can't see it here because I have it covered because it's a mess right now, but I have been decorating outside my house and inside. I'm basically Christmas vacation. That's basically me. I'm decorating everything everywhere all at once.
And correct me if I'm wrong, because you do like mistletoe like every 2 feet.
Just about, yeah. So I'm making out with somebody. It
That's
doesn't
right.
matter who it's going to be, but somebody's going to be kissing and tonguing me down at some point in my house. Come
There's no
inside.
escaping.
Yeah,
Sorry.
don't scare me. It's like you come to my house. That's it. We're making out. Um, man, animals too. It was dogs, cats, whatever. It's just we're gonna have a good time. Doesn't matter. So yes, mistletoe everywhere. Mistletoe everywhere. Mistletoe road to be exact. That's my out now. Let's do that. Everybody, happy holidays. For some people, I know it's a tough time. For other people, you have a good time. A said she went to the Grove and saw Nick Carter.
Oh, nice. All right.
Another Grove in LA. Yeah, Grove LA is folks. I'm sorry, Grove is a place in LA. It's they have movie theaters, shops, restaurants. It's right next to the farmers market in LA.
Which is that is a great 1-2 combination.
I agree. I know. I totally agree. I was there not too long ago and had some din din at one of the places. It's the farmers market's been there like 150 years. Like it's been there forever.
Yeah.
So the Grove's this the newer edition. I would say the 90s. I think I was gone when they built it. I came back home and they're like the Grove. I'm like, what's that? And I went to it, but farmers market.
Yeah, there's like for people out here in the West Coast and in Pasadena, I mean Glendale, there's a Glendale Galleria / the Americana, which are
Yep.
but that doesn't have the same vibe
No,
as the Grove and the Farmers Market. I mean,
no.
it's
But the
that's
Grove, you can see stars there. That's the whole thing. You can really there's a lot of stars because it's next to Television City, which is CBS and CBS. But a lot of stars are there. And I run into all people there. And then, that's the Barnes and Noble that Sean King always has. This book events that I do with him. It's a very famous area. They have a fountain. If you've ever been to Vegas, the Bellagio has this big fountain. They have a mini version set to music in the middle. I go to that Apple store. That's one of the closest Apple stores to me. Is that one or the one in Manhattan Beach? So I go to the Apple store. Yeah, those are the two because there's not a lot of Apple stores in LA. It's only a couple.
interesting.
Yeah, there's not a lot of them. And I know in the Valley, there's one in Century City Mall, I think too. I think it's and then the rest are I think in the Valley. I don't know that many in LA proper.
Wow.
I know there's not one downtown LA or down there. So the Grove's the area. I go that one. I
Oh,
had this actually.
there is one in downtown LA.
Is it really? Well, I don't know where.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, close to a theater that I was at
Oh,
like a couple months ago to see a show that I was like,
okay.
oh, there's an Apple here. All right, interesting.
I looked it up because that's another place that's close to me that I could go to.
But
So yeah,
the parking is there horrible. So you're smarter going over to the farmers market
yeah.
area. Easier to park.
Oh well, the thing is about LA folks, park situations like LA's just so huge. Just 4 million running around here. I was trying to get Flobo to go to this coffee place in K Town, and he keeps yelling at me about the parking. I said, I know it's crappy, but we can find parking somewhere. I used to have good parking karma. We can find a place. So he's fighting me on it right now. So I want to go. It's a new place. Supposed to have African American art run by some black folks, but it's in the heart of Koreatown. So I want to we like coffee, we like black people, so we want to go.
But you're going to tell me that Flobo just doesn't like art in general.
It's like black people. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't cut that out. Don't cut that out anywhere. No, it's the parking situation, which I again, Hollywood has horrible parking. I mean, they all have horrible parking. Crystal, happy birthday! Belated happy birthday to you! Yay!
Hey, all right.
I haven't done any Zooms in a while, which I will resume the Zooms at some point, but I'm soon, guys. So just stay tuned for that. But Crystal, happy birthday to you! I totally thought of you that day.
James Lott, I will ask because I know you have many, many fans who enjoy your Zooms. What are the odds, the chances, the possibilities of the New Year's Day Zoom?
I know. I mean, me and Flip actually we usually do it. We always talk about that. We're in talks. We got to see what's going on. I mean, for me, it's been my Saturdays have been really busy. My Fridays have been really busy also with family stuff and just my own stuff with my mother and all that. So that's why I didn't be able to do them. So I'm trying to find out. I want to do something that either during that week too. I'm trying to figure that out. So just stay tuned. Everybody just stay tuned. It's everything. Everybody's talking.
Your people are talking to his people.
And his people talking to those people and them people.
and
yeah,
so
we're all
on. And so on. And so on.
We're talking about it. So you never know. Everybody say happy birthday to Crystal, folks. Super chats are welcome, of course. And I just want to mention before we start, I have a bunch of audio dramas that are Christmassy right now. Santa's an Alien, Questioning Christmas, The House of Frost, The Kringles, Mistletoe Row, which is the granddaddy of them all. Claus, the series. Check them out. Peppermint Winters. They're a lot of fun. And I know people are starting to check them out now. You want some little fun Christmas audio drama stuff with some stuff in there. And here's some of your favorite, like Frank's on a few of them. Tammy, Flobo, Amanda. They're all on them. Candace. Check them out. They're fun audio dramas. There's some fun stuff. And also, so you guys know this, I have interviews with some of the hottest men in the vertical drama space. I had to explain to somebody what vertical drama is. So it means they are films they fit on your phone. That's what they call vertical. They're huge. Sometimes they get up to 1 billion streams. It's crazy per show. So I have one out now with Taylor Shearer. He's a great guy. He's really wonderful. And I have 4 more coming out the next week and a half. So folks, just check those out. That's on my Hollywood Mini Spotlight series. Check those out, audio and video. And yes, Stargazer, football is enjoyable. Yes, I agree with that. Go Steelers. What I got to say about that. Okay. Let's get started, kids. So I just want to mention the only thing I want to mention about the week before, because it was a shortened week. And it was whatever. My problem, folks, I hate starting the show off like this, but it's just the truth. I felt the Thanksgiving episode was weak. I felt like it was a total cop-out. It wasn't as fun as it used to be. And literally, Chase broke the curse. Literally, he made the dinner was fine. But them choosing not to eat it to incite the curse, to me, was dumb. I almost wished that Outback ate the dinner. I was hoping that he did, but he didn't. Because that would go in with I know they're trying to go for this. We're going to deliver to the nurses, staff, and the doctors because they're all just they're so wonderful. It fell flat for me. Don't give a shit. Fell flat. Frank, what do you think?
It's such a fine line to walk with this because it has now become a staple that the Quartermains can't successfully pull off a Thanksgiving. But the longer you keep running that, the more convoluted ways you have to keep coming up for why they can't have it. And sometimes the reasons have been great, and then there have been Thanksgivings that have been clunkers for why they haven't come together. You're like, oh, brother. But to take it this far, to actually have the meal successfully done, and then to have people freaking out, like especially Brooklyn, that she's like, we can't do that. We can't. Like, this is ridiculous. You are a grown woman. Just sit down and eat the food. And them taking it to GH, it's like the idea that you could honor Monica, but nobody thinks to honor Monica until that very last minute. Like
Right,
you didn't have that thought about the hospital and Monica and her traditions that she would make sure that her staff were taking care of the hospital before you were about to sit down and eat this meal that your
right,
husband cooked. Ridiculous to me.
right.
Uh, so, and then we just
Felt
get
flat.
Tracy's, I already ordered this ahead.
It just felt flat to me. I see what they were trying to do. And felt like, yes, it was nice to see Leo. He was back. I almost forgot about him.
And the little gross man, all right, just coming
Yeah,
in.
he did get a growth spurt. He did get a growth spurt. When did Brooklyn act like a grown woman? They're laughing when you said that.
It was just awful the way she was behaving. I'm like, come on, you
Right.
ridiculous.
And B Stargaze, you're right. There was enough food for feed everybody there. Like,
No,
hello.
no,
Like, I mean,
it wasn't.
it was you saw a turkey was not that big. Oh,
So
I know.
I don't know. I mean, I would have been fine with them having it was like, the ghost of Monica ensuring
Yes.
one successful Thanksgiving for them this year. Would have
Right.
been fine for me, and then you can reset it next year. Because the one thing is, it's like it kind of resets. That's great. You have this one little grace period for this year, and then next year we get back into the shenanigans.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Totally fine.
I agree with that. Love Gio and Ned bonding. That was nice, but again, it could happen on any day. That didn't really do anything for me either. I'm glad it frankly didn't go to waste. I just thought it just fell flat for me. That's all. It just wasn't. There were some really good Thanksgiving episodes back in the day. So I don't mind that gag happening, but like you said, I need something good behind it. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
I mean, and it would have made sense for them to have the meal issue, and having it be so closely tied to where they have Monica dying in the
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
You know, having this Thanksgiving go off smoothly would have been fine.
I say I agree. And yes, they're mentioning Kevin came back.
Oh,
Kevin came back, and I'm not happy though. That's all the story. And then we got Ace. Why is he blonde? Okay, just everybody brought that up. Why is he blonde?
well, we're just saying right now he's an early blonde, and then his true hair color will start showing later. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Esme
Uh,
and Nicholas are dark-haired people.
it canceled each other out, James.
No, what happened? No, I have my granddaughter Scarlett. She's blondish, and they were like, "Where'd that come from?" So yeah, I mean, I know it happens, but it's just weird casting, weird casting.
But let's get into Kevin because I was jazzed to see him there, and then the show just
Ugh.
diverted to form, and then just boots him from juicy parts of the story.
You guys, if you're not watching, we'll get to the other stuff. That's this week. But just from that, him returning, I was glad. Because we were saying like, I wonder if he's ever gonna come back. So I was glad to hear he was coming back. So glad he was coming back. And Lauren needs him. She needs her man. He's been doing such phenomenal work on Behind the Gates. I'm just like seeing Kevin is almost like a backslide in some way. So they immediately make him leave, which make no sense.
Yeah.
Like, why could he be there when Sidwell came? Like, why could he be there? Wait, we'll get to that storyline in a second. But I'm with Frank completely. There was just some wasted opportunities that just made no sense to me.
Yeah, because we all know his time's going to be limited because he's
Right,
got to get back to
right.
Beyond the Gates. So
That's right.
you got to make the most of it. And so at first I was like, oh, great. We're not going to play the game where Laura's going to be hesitant to say anything to him. She comes right out and tells him, like, this is great.
I liked it. I like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Kevin is dialed in and he's getting sucked into this.
Yes.
Fantastic. And then I got a patient. I'm like, what? When she said go answer that phone, I'm like, no, do
No,
not.
answer the phone.
No. I loved it because it went off first, and Kevin was like, no, you're more important. I'm
Yes.
staying here for this. I'm like, great. We're establishing we're not Kevin is here. He's not going anywhere. And then
Right.
eventually he does go. I'm like, no.
But you're right. It was good that They again, Gerald Hospital's been has not been skipping on not wasting any time on some storylines. So I'm glad that they just like he knows everything. And I even like the part where he's just kind of like, it's my fault because I wasn't here, blah blah. It's like, no, it's not your fault. He was a good once again, he was a good bouncing off point for her not feeling so alone in this because she actually could tell him everything, and we know that he will keep it between them.
Yeah.
I don't know, who did Kevin go see? He said it was a young person having trouble. He suddenly had to see a GH. I know. It was like it was just weird. It was just weird.
Yeah.
Um,
he was in Ireland.
right.
And so I guess he'd been chatting with somebody while he was in Ireland, but like he made it like he was coming back to see Laura. So not really to see Laura. He also just needed help with this troubled person, but he's not telling Laura that part.
Right.
He's
Right.
oh.
So, but it was nice to see him for the thing there and seeing Ace for a second. Okay, that was fine.
You know, the only thing is the bummer is like I was excited and I would love for him to be invested in this storyline. Like, all
Yes.
right, great. Get him involved in the Sidwell stuff. Get him involved
Yeah.
with the Laura and Sonny stuff. But you just know he's not going to be around. And then now it's going to be tough to see whatever lame excuse that GH is going to come up to why Kevin has to leave town.
I know.
Or
It's the Ned debacle. It's hard because good for the actors, they got double jobs. But then unfortunately, Yanni Case is a film in Los Angeles.
yeah, that's the like if it's in LA, I think it's easier to be able to have him pop up more frequently.
I agree. I
But
agree. And Ace for mayor. Um, yeah, I feel bad. So I'll take that he brought him back for a minute. And we'll get into more of that story in a second.
I
Because
you know I you know and I don't know how I mean I assume he's front burner on Beyond the Gates. I mean I know he's shady guy that's mixed up on stuff, but he's pretty much everyday kind of guy on Beyond the Gates, right?
he's on there. Yeah,
Yeah, so I mean and we know that they can film a lot in GH in a short amount of time, but I
yeah.
just don't know if he's more than 5 episodes like in this go round.
I don't know either. I don't know. Right, they do the best they can with their job. But I get. But see, here's the thing, Amaya. I know we're here to give our opinions, right? So and our reactions. And for me, I don't give passes to shows for this because um I want you as the fan of the story, and us as a fan of the story, to get the best story, right? And sometimes a short-term role, you could do really well with it and really pack it in and really get it going. But sometimes there is a disservice almost to bringing someone back if they can't really stay. And I always feel like maybe it's better you don't bring him back. Maybe it's a phone call instead, and then have her and Sonny deal with this. Like there's no, I know, no, no. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Maya, with scheduling. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I don't give passes to shows on that anymore because they know they don't have him full time. They probably know how long they have him. So to me, it's like since you know how long you have him, let's utilize. See, for us fans, would you agree we should utilize him to the best that we can have him while we have him there? Because I would have loved, and maybe it's going to happen at some point, but I would have loved a Kevin confronting Sonny scene or Kevin wanting to attack Sidwell, like seeing other sides of him in this story. They had Laura dealing with it by herself. We'll get into that story in a second, but you know what I mean. I just feel like I don't give shows excuses anymore with the whole. Well, yeah, it's scheduling. No, you can figure it out. Then the writing needs to match the scheduling. So it's kind of like just a saying. It's just to me. It's just. But again, they're in separate cities. So, but I say if you're fine the way they utilize them, then that's obviously your opinion. Also, I'm saying for me, I could have been a little better. I'm glad he's back, and I did like some of the scenes, but I just feel like having him go off somewhere, I just didn't. So, like I said, we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens, how long he's on here, and if there's more to come with him.
Yeah, it's show style wise because this is not really GH's deal, but I know that with Bold and Beautiful and stuff you've said that with some of the people that are not in town they will do like FaceTime calls or something like that or Zoom calls. not as great as having the person that actor in person,
Right.
but for you, do those scenes work, or are they just kind of like when
There was,
they're having conversations over the Zooms?
it depends. It depends on the storyline. To be very honest, yes, sometimes it does work. Sometimes you're like, oh yeah, we need their opinion on this thing, and like they do it with Jess Walton, who plays Jill. And I'm just saying it's like, so she lives in Oregon. She can't always come down. So to me, it's like, yes, that scene they had her film was really cool because it was with the other actors, so it still works.
Hmm.
Because we're like, no, in that situation, we do need Jill to comment. If we can't get her in person, I'll take a Zoom call or I'll take a tablet. So yes, in some cases it works. In some cases it doesn't work, right? But in some cases it does work, I think. And that's, again, it goes back to scheduling. Going, she's too old to go back and forth all the time from Oregon to LA. So she comes down sometimes and totally does a bunch of scenes, and it's great seeing her in person. But then throughout the rest of the year, she comes on to, they'll have a board meeting. That makes sense. She's on a screen in a board meeting. That makes sense.
Yeah.
AE says, I think FaceTime is only good when it's work related, not personal. That's a thought. The thought. So I'm just saying, yeah, I'm just saying, again, I'm just saying, yeah, it works on BTG too. Yeah, it does. They had a crossover. They had Ridge Forrester from Bold and Beautiful on Beyond the Gates.
Mm.
Yeah, but it was a phone call. So
Okay.
they filmed it. So the phone call, and it worked. So connecting the two shows together. So now it's connected. You wanted to hire one of the girls. So it worked. So I
Yeah.
think it can work sometimes. But again, I'm just going back to saying, when it comes to scheduling, I just think they do better in terms of story. So we'll see as the story continues, how long he's on, what happens to the story. I know what Frank and I are saying, from just what little we've seen, is how we feel about it, what little we've seen so far.
Yeah.
So
And for me,
to me, it's mixed. It's mixed at
yeah,
best.
me just looking at it as, because it's not really baked into the GH show style. Like, I mean, Beyond the Gates started with that sort of,
Right.
FaceTiming and stuff like that, and then Bold and Beautiful is incorporated into that into as well.
Yes.
So for GH to do something like that, it would be a little jarring at first, because that is something new that the show would be kind of incorporating into it. But they have done also Joyce just phone calls. I'm thinking like when Tiffany had called, for during Sean's funeral and stuff,
Yeah.
with that, So I mean, we have done phone calls with
Yeah.
voices.
Yeah,
And
we
we've done
have.
that. Yeah, we've done that with Monica too. So,
Yeah.
like even I would even take at some point just a call between them, and certainly a call can mean that John can still be in Atlanta filming, and it's easy to just get him into a sound booth at some point, just to do a couple phone call scenes, just to keep Kevin alive, sort of, within
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. It's just that it was, for us, it's good to see him in person and say,
Yes.
ooh, here he is. And to get him, and just for him to like leave so soon for a patient, it just felt really weird, very jarring.
And I
Because
don't kn- Yeah, and I don't know how the show's going to justify it that he will leave Laura in this situation.
right,
Like, it's going to be tough for me to buy anything that's like, any excuse
right,
that comes off is going to seem pretty lame, to
yeah,
know that your wife is being blackmailed by a crime boss that will murder people. And you're just like, well, I have to go do this. Really, I have to go talk to this person out of
right,
town or something. Like,
right.
get out of here.
We'll get into it. That there was okay. So I have to say, it was very interesting that Sid was the one behind. We knew he was behind it, but like he had photos.
I mean, we are assuming. I guess it's a drone, so
Yeah,
that
that's what I'm assuming. Yeah,
so we never saw. We couldn't hear it or see it, but it was there, and it got these photos.
yes.
So
So, but I kind of like it because it still links her and Sonny together, and they're really establishing Sidwell as that he is an evil guy who likes to manipulate. And I just love his delivery. It's the same way. Just he doesn't care. He just talks about. He smiles. He just talks about what he's going to do to you and what he can do to you. Like he doesn't care, and I kind of like that actually. And but see, here's the problem. And I thought of you at first. They have Miss Laura fearless. They did this with Cyrus too. At first, Laura was like, she had that famous, she had the quote of the week. It was like, I've dealt with worse than you. And it's like, and she said, so like, I dealt with worse than you. And even, so she had someone who was really good. And she goes, you know what, they're all not here. They're all gone or not here anymore. I'm still here. And I was like, that's right, bitch. You tell it.
Yes.
You have dealt with a lot worse probably than Sidwell over the years, and you have survived. I thought there is strong Laura. Like, okay, like don't fuck with me, fellas. It's her first time at the rodeo. But then after they bring Ezra in there and she's crying and shivering in the corner, that pissed me off.
I absolutely agree. It is, even when Kevin says, like, oh, this must be so hard for somebody of, your moral fortitude. I'm like, come on, this is ridiculous. It's like, this is Laura, Spencer.
Right.
Yes, I mean, who has been involved, either directly or indirectly with tons of crime bosses, adventures all around the world, dangerous situations all throughout her life. And this is the thing that's like to write her like this.
Yes.
Like, yes, you can still be a person of like wanting to do the best that
Of
you can,
course. Of course.
trying to hold everybody and yourself to a higher standard. But that doesn't invalidate all the years of life experience in these sorts of situations that would also give you as well. You,
Yes.
the writer, like it was the way they've written her has been frustrating to me, in just her terrified nature of it. Like, no, this is not Laura. Like, she can feel terrible about the situations she's in, but this fearfulness and this crying and like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, come on, this is not Laura. This is not the Laura I know.
So, ladies who are watching and making excuses for this, I see in the chat. I want you to think about something for a second. They've done this to Anna too, make her cry. Now, give it to me. Jeannie Francis and Fiona Hughes can cry. They can cry. That's not a problem. But why is that the default, ladies? Why do they always make them strong at first, but then have them cower and start crying? I don't care if Laura was catatonic years ago when she lost somebody. There's a lot of stuff. She's been through a lot of things. But more than that, she also helped save the world several times. She dealt with the Cassadines. She dealt with she's dealt with a lot of stuff.
Frank Smith.
Iris, Frank
Yes.
Smith. She's been through a lot of stuff more than not. So I'm just saying, if you're gonna write these women strong, why can't we just write them strong? They say, okay, Sidwell, do your best, like whatever. I mean, I can fight you. Because why make her have that big line on the show and then have her in the corner as we're staring at her, she's crying, like shivering in front of him. I'm like, no. Here it is. Here's the line. I want you to say this. Mr. Sidwell, I have faced others like you. In fact, I've faced worse than you. And you know what? None of them are around anymore, but I am. That's what she said. I thought, you go, girl. That was one of the best lines of the week. And I thought, there we go. We're showing Laura that she's like, that. Here we go. Like, let's do this. So, well, man, you say, so I guess you're fine with it. I get, Maya, you're fine with it. I don't know. I just feel like the women, like, yeah, they do it. They do it to Nina. She's strong for a minute, crying in a corner. They've even done it to Ava a couple of times, which is very rare. And they don't do it all. They don't do a lot to her, but they've done it to her too. It's just like, no, bitch. These are strong women who've done things. I mean, like they've all had lives. They've done things, and why are we reducing them to crying heaps? You don't see the men crying when they get into fights with other men on the show. They don't.
And I am not saying that they can't have softer sides,
right? No, right.
Moments where they are emotional or they are crying, but it just like there are just like that she's kind of falling apart in front of those guys. Like, that's not like Laura. She's got backbone. She's got grit.
So Cheryl Stevens says women are not men. this is really interesting that the women are commenting on this. I'm I'm advocating for you. Women are not men. You're absolutely right. But women, in some ways, are stronger than men. I say so in many ways. You guys give birth and shit. I don't do that. I couldn't do it. Shit, I don't know. I would say women are the salt of the earth. I feel. So I'm just saying. I don't know why I'm getting a little bit of pushback by the women in the group here because I'm like, I'm on your side. I'm thinking they're not showing women as strong enough. That they start to show them that way, then they pull back. Portia too, another crier. She's strong 1 minute and cry the next. It's like, and then you get to Trina, you're right, and Trina too. Even Stella had it. Really we'll get to the double meltdown of things of Trina and Stella. That was hilarious, actually. Men can be soft also. Women can be soft. We get all that. I'm just saying I don't know. But I'm not saying they can't have a meltdown. But if you listen to what I'm saying when in front of those two guys, that is one thing that I think if they had left the room and she had a breakdown afterwards, I'm okay with that. That's what I'm saying. That's my difference. Is that you stay strong. She can show that Laura. Gene Francis is a great actress. She does show like the stuff she's going through. But then after they leave, she locks the door. Then she has a meltdown. I'm totally down with that. I just feel like in front of these men, and yes, I understand people get upset and they start to cry. They get so angry. You know, they get angry. They start to cry. I get that also. Yes, Josh had a whole breakdown in the shower. That's something totally. That's separate. To me, I don't know. I just think I don't know. Like apparently the women don't agree with me. I'm trying to advocate for you. I disagree with all of you. I think the women are being like pussies. So sorry, I disagree with all the women who's fighting me on this. I think they could do better. I think they could. I think they could do better, especially with long-term characters that we know have been through so much. I mean, Laura faced down so many people, from Esme to Valentin. I mean, she's faced down so many people. So I'm just saying, sorry, ladies who are fighting me on this. I'm not saying you can't be three-dimensional and sensitive. But I just think some of these shows they do you guys a disservice. Unless you like weepy women, then that's for you. Now she did have her dream, which is crazy because again, didn't see that they kept us a secret. Did not see this coming. When she opened the door and saw Cyrus, I just smiled from ear to ear. Even in a dream, he doesn't care. Even in a dream, he's like, doesn't read the room.
Yep, it just came right in.
In a dream. And then all of a sudden heard Esme's voice. Oh, what? And they cut to the stairs. There was Esme. Oh my God. I thought, what a nice surprise. So what I think, Frank, about that, because some people were saying, Esme should have went to Trina, blah, blah. No. The whole point is, remember Laura told Esme, Cyrus, even Nicholas, I wish Nicholas had showed up somehow, and Nicholas to do the right thing. But there's scenes. You go back in time, you can see each of those scenes about doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So I thought, ooh, this is smart, actually. So Frank, what do you think?
I mean, I'm always down for, bringing back former cast for a moment. Absolutely. So, what a surprise to see the two of them. I'm like, whoa, all right. Again, that's it's interesting because that seems pretty brief. Like if you're going to bring back characters like that for a flashback, you're going to let it roll for several blocks and really get a lot out of it. This one, I was like, well, this is just really brief. This is super brief.
Yeah, that was it. I loved it. I thought, see, again, that's effective use of somebody.
Yeah.
We don't need Esme all of a sudden to go around town being a ghost to everybody. I don't need all that. But this was effective because, again, we know when they were alive, she made each of them try to stand up to the things they did wrong. So I'm fine with just a brief thing. I was fine with the brief thing. I was fine. That's fine. I was fine. and having Kevin come back at least, thank God, and having him, tell you that was your subconscious. That all made sense. I mean, to me, it all made sense. And her being kind of like, I had the worst dream ever. Well, girls, you have worse dreams than that. But that line was kind of dumb. But I thought that's a nightmare. Oh, both of them coming at her and accusing her of stuff. That was, to me, that was good.
Yeah, well, and then I mean, again, we're getting into Kevin's like, oh, you're such moral, fortitude and character.
Yes.
Like, oh, yeah, great, yes. But also Laura's had this past. She's done shady stuff and she's been involved in shady stuff
Yes.
and she's stood against shady stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just I I don't
I
know.
know. I know.
To make her just seem as like this putting it feels like the show's trying to put her on this pillar of moral good, and now we're trying to drag her down, or we'll see what happens when Laura's hands get dirty a little bit, what she does. Like, well, no, Laura's been in situations like this before, so
Right.
to write her like this is like a new thing, just is like, I don't
Right.
know.
But I do I'll say this. Her and Sonny each were talking separately, but she called Sonny. So I'm glad they're still in this together. I'm actually liking this Laura Sonny situation. We talked about it before. I'm actually liking it. And the fact that Sidwell wasted no time and went over to Sonny, wasted no time and went over there and they started talking. But see, they allow Sonny. See, here's the thing: Sonny stays cool and calm, collected. He wasn't crying or saying anything, while Sidwell just hurled insults and you're trying to protect Laura and all that stuff. He stayed calm. So Laura calls him and he says, she goes, what are we going to do? He said, we're going to figure this out. So I like them together. And so far it's been kind of equal with them. They kind of equally have been doing stuff. So I'm hoping that continues.
Yes.
They both try to work together to overcome, because Sidwell, he's set up his position. He is setting it up.
Which I do like. I mean, and it's like you're putting, you set up a situation where it looks like, Laura and Sonny are stuck. They can't get out of it. And now the fun of it is to see how they're going to turn the tables.
Exactly. And I think you guys all agree this could be fun. I mean, I just love Carl Rota's performance. I mean, I'm glad they're really solidifying him as a villain. There's so many folks who want him dead at this point. I'm sure. I mean, that's kind of crazy now too. His hands are everywhere, which I like that. Which means he can still fall. That's the whole point. It means he has legs in the game, but he also can fall. So I like that. I like that. And again, I like that Sonny and Laura are working together. So hopefully they will continue to kind of figure this out together to undermine him.
I mean, and the other person we've got this is a possibility where Drew gets redemption, sort of, where because he's under Sidwell's thumb as well too. Yeah. So if all these people that are under Sidwell's thumb all come together, that doesn't mean they have to love each other out of this, but there's a reason that they all join forces to stop Sidwell.
Well, I like that, and that's interesting because you're right. We have the same in chat. I agree with you. I know there is the Drew factor too. Drew's under his thumb also, and he don't like that. He don't like being under his thumb. You don't want that in there.
Oh no, he likes putting everybody else under his thumb.
Right. That's what's hilarious. It's like he has somebody he has to answer to, and he don't like that.
No.
And Sidwell is basically annoyed by him. Oh, so he's a means to an end. He's just a means to an end. We have to remember this. On the other side of things, Rick and Sonny are becoming friends.
Which I'm, good. I mean, we've seen plenty of it, what it's like when they've been antagonistic towards each other, or even if, it starts off okay, but then Rick does something to kind of really undercut Sonny. I'm down for it if we want to explore for a while. What is it if they both make an earnest effort in trying to foster a good relationship? What is it like now with everything they've both been through and having this new outlook on life and family and how to forgive, and we see what the two of them look like when they come at it with this more, this more informed mindset.
Drew has redemption qualities. That's not true, Stargazer. Anybody can be redeemed. Anybody. I thought for a long time Valentine could be redeemed. I thought he couldn't at first. When he came on very cartoonish, we thought he killed Nicholas. How do you go from there? How do you he killed a beloved character? How do you go from there? He was messing with Spencer. Remember all that stuff with Kid Spencer, not Rose Spencer. So he's changed. I mean, compared to where he is today, he has turned it around. Ava done some really some stuff in the beginning that was questionable, but I just like there's always redemption that is possible if it's written well. So it goes back to the writing. If it's written well and makes sense, it could. See, Drew, because in the past he was good on some level, he could get back to that. Right now, he's just Mr. Antagonist. He's busy, just rude to everybody. Rude to everyone. But Sybil has one of his little short hairs, so that strange bedfellows, right? Now my enemy and your enemy is our friend. That whole thing. So who knows, right? With that, and I think, and we won't get to Drew just yet because I just want to finish up with Rick and Sonny really quick. I'm just really enjoying that because I agree with you. I think it's just how much longer can we see them fight all the time before it gets old?
Yeah,
and some agree. Some people do in the end, towards the later in life, they come together. So but there's also still, because they're two nefarious characters, there's still enough to kind of go, are they really? It could be fun. And it was kind of, they were just kind of hanging out. It was kind of funny. Like they were hanging out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, they're, no matter how well behaved or nice
right.
they write Rick, there always exists at any moment the opportunity to have him turn heel, to pull out a wrestling term, in any in any scene, in any storyline, and then just kind of screw the people that he was originally working with for reasons of his own.
Well, that just leads into just a scene that I loved on some level, but also I think we're missing a scene. Our girls, Portia, Ava, and Nina. I chuckled through that whole scene. I thought it was just kind of funny because first you have Nina and Ava having drinks with Brown Dog. She said Portia needs to see her girl. Ava doesn't tell her what's going on, that Nina's there. Then you have Nina and Portia in the bathroom. I thought it was hilarious. It's funny because Ava said, he goes, we don't have a lot of friends. I want us all reconciled. We got to keep our friend. You're my friend. You be mad if you want to. You're my friend. I actually like that. I like that these three women, who are their own worst enemies most of the time, are kind of tied together. But that bathroom scene was weird because did we miss something? Because was it on purpose that Portia pushes Nina, but that's it. We always see them come out of the bathroom later. I missed something.
Yeah, we missed the fight.
Yeah.
We just got the shove, but we didn't get any of the fight that happened afterwards. And I mean, how much of it is going to be because is Nina really going to get into a dust up with a pregnant woman?
Right.
So,
yeah. If she finds out again, people don't find out she's pregnant. That ain't there's no secrets to come in there. But I just Portia making out with her man. I mean,
she had to be thankful for that hunky doctor. She
was thankful.
She was giving thanks and getting thanks.
Yes, she was. I can't. Yes, she was. She was getting it. She was getting it. Stuffed, shall we say, for Thanksgiving. Yes, she was. And I don't mind. I mean, hello, he's hot. But when he said, but I thought about something for a second, Frank. When she goes, you're not with your family or whatever. I kept saying, is he related to R.J. Gannon or Hank Gannon? Like, I want to know so bad. I'm like, oh my god, I want to know so bad. I want to know so bad.
Yeah, the show's done an absolutely horrible job about giving Isaiah anything else to do other than being a doctor, working on Portia, and working on that cabin. That's it.
We call Central. That's it. I was like, it is. But back to the ladies, it's kind of like all three ladies are effed up in some way, right? So they do need each other, and they have, and I love when he was like, "Well, I didn't tell. I told somebody." I mean, it's kind of. I mean, I was laughing, and I was like, "That doesn't really matter to Portia. Like, you still, because like you said, I wasn't on their radar. That's all. That's kind of the funny part. But she did do wrong, so it's kind of like she had a motive. So it's kind of just, and it was just like, I mean, it's comical in some way for these three ladies, but Portia is wrong in so many levels. Nina's wrong in so many levels. It's her fact. She was pregnant. She's like, oh, okay. And remember, Nina's friends with Curtis. Remember, Curtis did her wrong, all to save their children. So Portia needs to just like turn around and like shut up and go, okay, and you do what you had to do. I kind of get it on some level. And I really believe Nina, I think Nina was sorry, but she was doing what she had to do for her child. You know, I was like, come on, Portia. You're too hypocritical to like, come on, folks. And nobody knows about Portia and Isaiah, which is so funny to me.
Except, well, no, Elizabeth knows. I think Elizabeth knows.
Well, she knows that it's an opportunity. There's two daddies. She knows there's two
Yes.
dads. But I don't know. Does she know? I guess folks know. She knows Isaiah. I can't tell. I don't remember.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Elizabeth's pretty sharp, even if she doesn't have verbal. I think she's
She's been there. Oh,
yeah.
Elizabeth been there too. She knows Lucky and Nicholas. She's been there.
Uh, one of my least favorite things they did with Ava and Nina is when they had the whole big rider changes and stuff, and they had Ava do that 180 on Nina. That just came out of nowhere. And it was so much better when they kind of worked their way back and they rebuilt that relationship. And so it works better like this
I agree.
with them. And so having Ava be like, "Hey, yeah, we don't, we don't have." I like that. And just like, yes, we don't have a lot of friends.
No.
So when these things come up, we got to sort it all out and squash our beefs
Yes.
as needed.
Hilarious. And we have to, because it's adjacent to this. The one part of Thanksgiving that made me laugh was when Trina found out her mother's pregnant, and which led to Stella finding out that Jordan and Curtis are kissing each other or whatever. That made me laugh both ways. They both were crashing out. I had texted him, messaged him online about that. I was like, they were both crashing out at the same time. My mother's pregnant. She didn't tell me. Him and Jordan, that explains everything. And Hat Daddy, again, good use of short term. I'm just saying, you can do short term and it works. Him coming home, I love when he comes home. And it was Thanksgiving, of course he come home. But him trying to calm down both ladies, and when he went off on Stella, like, oh, wait a minute, because she's so like, stay at the baby, stay together for the baby. He's like, come on, girl, that's not how that works. He's a grown man. That's what a man would say. Like we're not that involved like women are to our kids sometimes. I see it all the time in my own family. But I thought it was hilarious. Just like they were just both ladies just crashing out. That's it. To the point where Trina goes outside, sees her man, her daddy, and Jordan kissing, and just when you I got to give her house for credit. Just when you think she's about to go off, she looks over. I'm like, what's she looking at? And there's Nathan. He's like, we gotta talk to you. I was like, oh, that's how it ended that Thursday. It was like a Thursday or a Wednesday. That's how it ended. I'm like, wow, did not see that coming either. So they're really coming after him. Now, folks, what happened after that, I was actually in shock. And me and Frank messaged about this too. Hi, Selena Wu. Good to see you back again. And again, good use of faux flashback and all that. He said he hired her to kill Drew for $1 million. Frank, what are your thoughts on that? You know, he didn't go through with it, but what are your thoughts on that?
Well, man, I don't like. I will be curious about that because we never saw any more flashbacks confirming Curtis's saying that he didn't go forward with it. Like those flashbacks conveniently stopped when we needed confirmation that he actually pulled out. Because usually the way those things go, like once you set it in motion, it ain't stopping. So you know, last we saw it is they agreed, they toasted, and we don't see anything after that. And then he says, "Oh, but I stopped it." Like, did you? The way that it ends with him and Jordan kind of hugging and smooching, Curtis has that expression that doesn't. It feels like, oh, this is not the whole story
I
I'm telling you.
know. I know.
But it's weird because it's like he didn't have to say he didn't have to say any of that to Jordan. So why tell her something but not tell her everything? So then maybe it's true. Maybe he did call it off. Because I feel like Jordan, I mean Curtis didn't have to say anything to Jordan, but he chose to, so he may as well. There's no sense in him only telling her 90% of what happened. Because if he's only telling 90, that other 10% is coming out. So I like the idea that I'm gonna assume Curtis tells Jordan everything. So okay, we buy that Selena Wu, he called it off with her. Great. But I don't know. I mean, this makes it sticky though for Curtis. Like once he's opened that door to Selena Wu back in his life, it it doesn't close that easily. So
No.
even if he did call it off and she's not behind anything that happened to Drew, he still has to deal with her being like knowing that he was gonna, offer her $1 million. That's sort of like just even like conspiracy to commit murder. That doesn't just go away.
Right. But I don't even think that Selena would get it done. Again, she would not say. The problem is the way they shot him. It's like not enough to kill him. It's just like it was just like shot in the back. You shoot in the head or something. That's I mean I would think or the heart, but they didn't. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know. She's a trained. She has people who are trained, but again, didn't see it coming. I mean, the whole thing is Curtis is now. Curtis can't say shit, can he, about morals?
No, not at all. He went all the way to like $1 million to kill a man. Like,
It,
that does that. Sorry, Curtis, you can't be just all, Drew is just terrible and I'm an upstanding gentleman. Not
right.
anymore.
So I'm saying. So I'm like, now he can't. That moral high ground is now been, I guess, tarnished.
Yes.
I'll be curious to see how they play it forward. So when the inevitable portion of stuff comes out, what can he say? She's still in the wrong. I mean, she's still in the wrong. But I wonder how he'll react now. Still
Uh,
high and mighty, or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Chris got $1 million. Yeah, I don't know. I guess he's rich.
I mean, that Aurora Media, I mean, coming
There you
through.
go. That's I
I mean, that he had $1 million cash. And we all know the Savoy gets only the hottest acts in town,
That's
as
right.
we've seen.
Eddie Main.
So
Um,
it's I could see Curtis, which doesn't give him a leg to stand on, but trying to say like what I was doing was trying to protect our family, and what you were doing, Portia, was sleeping around, just destroyed our family. So he could try to throw that shade at
oh
Portia,
yes, you're right. He could.
but still, it doesn't matter why you were doing whatever you're doing. Moral high grounds. You can't. Just because it's something different doesn't mean you're any better.
Yes, I know. It's. I thought it was an interesting piece to do to Curtis's character. I thought that's it. It was shocking. I want shocking. I want characters to be three dimensional. I want them to be all over the place. Curtis is a little high and mighty sometimes, so I'm kind of glad that they kind of did this a little turn because he's saying it's because of his family. Because I mean, once you attack on Stella, that was a major thing for him. That was kind of like, okay, she's really innocent about all these people. You go up to somebody's old lady, and that's it. I mean, that's I mean that's he was done. He was done. So I'll give it to him. But then we got Trina and Kai, boring as fuck. Gonna try to find out who killed Drew.
Like you wanted more Trina storyline, and this is like she just the way they write her where she's just insinuating herself into her parents' lives.
Yes.
It's because of me. It's because of me they're doing this. So we have to find the real murderer. Like, ugh, okay. This is the storyline we've been crying and begging for Trina. This is
Here's the thing. It's like Kai isn't. bad. He isn't great. I just feel nothing for him. He's not tied to anybody. Even with Drew, we only saw him for a minute before the wedding over there, but he's not really tied to anybody. We don't see him enough anymore. And with Trina, it's just that I keep hoping now that she knows everything that's kind of going on some level, just about. Except for she don't know what the I need her to walk in on her mother and Isaiah. That's next.
Yeah.
I'd love to have Trina just go off everybody. Screw all y'all bitches and just like, but they're not. I don't know if they're going to do that. I would love to see her just like, you guys are all just keeping. She kind of went off a little bit at the Thanksgiving, but it's like I need more of that. It's boring as f.
Well,
I am. Sorry, AMSAT. My first time catching you guys live. Yay! Thank you for joining us. Right. 73 people are watching us. Thank you. Okay, so go ahead.
It's very similar to Molly, because her family is doing a lot of stuff that they are not telling her that it directly involves her. And so far all this stuff has happened, and we've never had a scene where Molly's learned any of it. So
Rick, her mother, Christina, Cody at some level. There's so much that she does not know.
Yeah. So it doesn't give me any reason to think that if they're not letting Molly know after all this time, that the odds of Trina, having that same kind of moment, I don't know.
And then also, we had a brief scene with Trina and her best friend, I'm putting in quotes, Joss, that literally went really nowhere, and even she was kind of like, something's up, something's off. I don't know. I just, it's like, again, just the disservice to do to Trina. I just say it's just, again, I mean, there's not really, okay. If she solves it, great. She doesn't, great. I don't know.
And who puts like an overnight bag like in a cabinet in your living room?
And I saw that.
I was like, what's that? Like, what's that doing? To get out of here. Yes. That's ridiculous. That's not where you put that.
Yes. And then and I'll mention Molly and Cody just really briefly, because they were only briefly. Here's the deal. As other storylines were going really fast and furious and dropping bombs, so I love it. But here's the problem. I don't need any more obstacles for Molly and Cody. At this point, put them together. She walks in and she doesn't answer any of his texts or anything to go to the brown dog and sees him dancing with which was actually really interesting. So I almost forgot. I literally almost, probably on purpose, had forgotten that Cody and Britt definitely know each other. I totally forgot that. On purpose. When she mentioned though falling his hand, I was like, oh my God, that's right. And he tried to date her for a while and everything. I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot about that. So it's a nice little moment. I actually didn't mind them together. That was kind of fun. I was like, okay, but I don't need, and see, the problem was we had this really sweet scene over here with Spinelli and Jason that I felt was almost done a little disservice with him staring at Britt all the time. Your best friend is going through something hard right now, with Maxie. And give it to Bradford Anderson, did a great job in that scene. Loved it. And I just thought we're playing the same beats again with Jason and Britt too.
There's a lot of great drama in the show right now, but soap operas, they also have bits of romance in there as well, and just finding that great balance, where there is drama and action and adventure, and then you're also seeing some romance along the side. And so, I mean, I guess we have what Michael and his gal, Emma and Gio, and then it would have been great to have Cody and Molly in this. I don't know why they're picking this relationship as the one to just give it a bunch of, Three's Company moments in there, which just, ugh.
I know, and that's a great description, great descriptor. Because right now, I'm loving Michael and Jacinda. I feel like they're doing everything correctly.
Yes.
Seriously, I want them together now. And that actress is a find. I don't know where they found her. Mark Teschner, good job. And they finally had a love scene. That's Maya. They finally had a love scene, Michael and Jacinda, and it was good. And I just thought, yes, they're doing everything correctly with them. I just love the way the beats are being played. But Britt and Jason, where she's always mean to him over and over and obnoxious, he just takes it. And she knows she's a bitch, so he just takes it. And now we have the whole cutesy scene where she's drunk and he gives her her medication. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit by her bed. I don't need any of that.
I thought at least we would get a bit where since she dropped the whole thing on the ground and he was the one that picked everything up, that he would see the card
Right,
saying, from C
right.
and at least have that little bit of information, like, well, who's this C person?
No.
Nope, didn't have any of that. And so, I mean, well, he did sleep in the room, so maybe he sees it in the morning, but there's got to be just the next step in this. I mean, I know we're playing the bit where Britt has just seen somebody killed right in front of her, and she knows that her life is, could end at any moment with Sinwell. So she's dealing with all that as well. But man, we gotta just I can't have another scene where it's Britt and Jason just, like Britt just being a jerk.
Because Britt and Jason are not just this go round, they're the last go round too. So we know there's something there. And with Molly and Cody, they've actually done a good job over the last year or so building up to this. So again, it's that whole Chase and Brooklyn situation where it went on forever and forever. And it's just like, this is get to the point. Because now they're together and now they're fighting things together. So let's put Molly and Cody together, and then she finds out everything, so to speak. But she doesn't leave Cody. He's kind of like the last bit of it. But she's upset everybody else and turns to him. That's like also with Jason and Britt, they finally, okay, I'm gonna trust you, Jason. And they finally get together and they fight Sidwell. So I'm like, there's I'm just like, I'm like, come on, people. There's both couples have potential. Only so long do we need obstacles from them just getting together. It's like I get that to be some, but it's time to like. I'm just like I don't know. So just to me, it's too slow. I'm sorry, it's too slow. That's to me, it's just too slow.
I mean, and I don't know. I mean, I feel like Britt is at least part of the way that Laura and Sunny get out of this because I mean
Yeah,
she tells Jason, I mean, it's all about like trying to get Britt to come forward, knowing that
right,
she knows who really killed Dalton.
right,
But now that the body's disposed of, like, even if she comes forward, like, there's no body to find. So, like, nobody could get. So it's a way for Sonny and Laura to get out of it, but not take Sidwell off down as well. It
yeah,
just prevents him from having the leverage that he's got over them.
right,
So you get to still have Sidwell being around to do whatever the next thing is,
right.
which is great, which is what you want. You want to have Sidwell still sticking around, even though he doesn't win this battle. There's another one that they could come up later down the road.
I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind Britt being scared. Totally get it. Totally get it. I mean, Sibyl's a great. I mean, and it also has to do with
Yep.
their health. So I get that. And she's afraid now because of homeboy got beat up, and she's scared. So she's like, okay, Sibyl's not to play with. But if she lets Jason in, then they can actually work together again, like Sonny and Lorna. We can work together. Like I said, if they all could work together against Sidwell, it could be really a good thing. But we have to get there, and I just think they need to get there with that because I don't mind Jason and Brett, so I have no problem with them together. No problem.
But the show loves to be able to like with anything that Jason's in, it's just like also then the phone rings and it's either Carly or Sonny,
Yeah,
and then we go right back into it.
I
Like,
know.
oh well, yep, you got to go do that. Now I'm gonna put up my wall again. You go take care of that, Jason, and don't you come back. Ugh.
We have a few more to go through, of course. That I want to mention. I I am loving how Laura Wright is playing Carly right now, how awkward it is with her and Brennan. It's like, wow, the way she's playing it is really good. When she kisses him, you can feel like she doesn't want to kiss him. She's like praying that WSB calls, takes him away, because she don't want to sleep with him. He keeps saying something wrong, and luckily she has enough drama in her life she can pull for somewhere else. Yeah. The whole Curtis and the whole Lucas thing, so it's great. And he thinks he's giving her great advice, and they're getting closer, and she's just like disgusted. And they're playing Carly. Okay, so they're playing Carly strong. She waits till he leaves, then she cries a little bit. That's a good example of somebody they don't have her just crying and fighting. She's strong. They let Carly be strong with men. That's one that I'll give a point. I'll give points on that one. Carly is strong. So she's way out. And then when, oh my God, Valentine, that's no surprise on Friday. Beat up. Like, sure, beat up. Like, wow, like, what?
Like, clear. I mean, we didn't even have the confirmation that he was in a prison stateside.
No, not at all. I was like,
not even, and not having even one visit between Charlotte and Valentine with him at a stateside prison. It's just, nope, I'm out now. Right. Which is great. I mean, I'd rather have him out in the world.
I actually, folks, you're probably going to hate me, and I don't care. I see chemistry between Valentine and Carly. I do. I mean, they both have chemistry with everybody, right? And James McStreet is so good. I'm seeing a little chemistry. I don't know. It's just me, but I do. And I thought because they're establishing that her and Jack won't be together, obviously, because of Jocelyn.
I'm a fan of that. It's just, we've seen the Valentine and Anna thing.
Yeah.
Enough. Like, it's just like, it was great for what it was, but like, it's had diminishing returns now at this point. So
I see the chat too. Okay. I wasn't sure because I said I'm seeing something that's really interesting between the two of them. And now he's at her house. I'm curious to see what happens. I'm curious to see how this plays out. He's going to hide at her house.
I assume he has to, because where else is he going to go?
Right. So I kind of like that, and they're working together. Everybody's singing too. Okay, everybody's singing. Okay, good. I wasn't sure because I'm singing. I never thought those two together ever. But in this situation, I'm like, I kind of see it. Like, okay, I'm like there. I'm here for it. Yes, Val and Carly and Anna. I know because Carly and Anna respectfully respect each other on some level. They never really had any problems. Yeah. I mean, they're fine. But it'd be interesting. But I think Anna knows she can't be with him anyway. She can't be with him. She just can't.
No, not at this point. I mean, there was a time that yes, but
it's like him and Nina. They're friendly now. They're fine, and they were together, and they're fine. And he helps her out every once in a while. I mean, I think that's kind of what it is. But Carly and Valentine will be very interesting. That'll be very interesting with that. But I like that. But I love how Brennan convinced Carly to talk to Lucas. Folks, it's such a cringe situation because we all know Laura. We all know that Carly's correct. We know she's right. And Lucas just is blind, has no idea. We know we know that Marcos there's something more to him than meets the eye with his father. And what she's saying is just like, I get why he's like, who you to say anything. I get it. I mean, siblings, I totally get that you were Sonny, I totally get it. But I just have a feeling I think deep down he knows something's up. He's a little nervous in there too. Like the whole thing about you. I tell you something, Frank, and it bothers you because you may think it too a little bit deep down.
Yeah, it's like for Lucas to throw Sonny in there, and I agree with Carly. It is different. It's Carly knew Sonny. She knew all sides of him.
Yes.
She saw the good and the bad, and she still decided to stay with him. For right or wrong, she decided to do that. But she had a full picture of who this guy was. All she's saying is like, "Hey, I'm not saying that that you can't love Marco, but you just gotta be having full eyes open because you don't know. How do you know Marco?
And why live there?
Yeah,
with Sidwell. Oh my God. Okay, today's quote of the day comes from Amaya Baker, 5809 in the chat. Marco must have 11 inches. Speaking of wall space, you mean bed space? 11 inches of what? I always say he must have the golden penis. He must have the golden penis, and so Lucas is dickmatized, as we call it. He's dickmatized. So yeah, he's like, that's it. He's in. He's in. He's in love. He's in. So I get it, and we get it. And even Laura, I can say Laura, even Carly gets it, but she really is afraid for his life because Sidwell has shown he is dangerous.
Yeah,
That's
the show has shown us, even if other characters haven't seen it, that Marco does have a genuine side towards Lucas, for sure.
Yes, yes.
So there, I don't think like Marco is not operating in under any false motives in terms of his relationship with Lucas. It is just that he is also hell bent on revenge against Sonny for what he thinks is his involvement in his mom's death. And
Exactly.
so that is, that is kind of making him just take a blind eye and joining his father in some nefarious things.
Right.
So, I do like that the show is setting up for that. So it's not like Lucas is being a total chump, but Lucas is being a dummy and not saying like, oh yeah, I should take a second and really think
Yes.
about this.
And I did, and here's the thing, two kids out there. I like Lucas and Carly as siblings. I like that they're really playing on that for the first time in a long time. And Van Hansis and Lauren have great chemistry as siblings. But I would say Felicia. I actually love, she's Bobby's best friend. And every once in a while she comes in and says a few things. And I love when she talked to Lucas. I was just kind of like, come on, your mother can hold a grudge. I was letting you know I mean, it was such a cute thing because you and I said this a long time ago. They kind of teased that Felicia and Carly being each other's lives for all that kind of stuff. What was going on? We were wondering how that play out, and right, it's kind of played out okay. Like, occasionally she jumps in with them, occasionally, and and we're reminded through the eyes of Bobby, so to speak, her eyes of Bobby, so to speak. And they're all part of the same family because they have Maxie in common and the whole thing, everything in common. So I like it. I liked it, and I thought him talking to her, talking to them, talking to each other, it was great. That was
great. I agree. Yeah, and it's and we all know at some point Lucas is going to get a better understanding of the full picture
of
everything that Marco is going into, and then then I think it becomes like a Marco moment where it's like, do I continue this kind of bad stuff that I'm doing with my dad for Sonny, or do I kind of walk away from that and just let it go and let the pain of my mom's death kind of just like try to resolve that within my own self and just stay with Lucas, because I love him. And that I feel will be interesting to see what Marco chooses when it comes down to it.
I think that's great, and I would love to see that. I don't think we're going to get that. No, Frank, that's great. I love it. I think we're going to get that. Here's what I think we're going to get. We both could be wrong, too. Who knows? Both could be wrong. But here's the thing. I think it's going to be more of Lucas going, I'm trapped. Oh, F. And then go, because Carly said, call me anytime. No matter what it is, you can always call me. But I think he's going to figure out, realize he's going to see something or hear something. And then realize, oh, shit. I'm in too deep or something. And then he's going to try to pull out. We have to figure out what he's going to do.
And not in that good way.
What?
And not in that good way.
Oh, yeah, he's going to pull out those 11 inches. It's Sunday, kids. Stop it. You have 81 people watching. That's why they're watching. 81 people are watching us. We're talking dirty all of a sudden. And then it's going to be more about Marco trying to plead with him to stay. But I have a feeling Lucas is in danger, and it will be used because they keep mentioning about him with WSB and their plan. Remember, they're trying to get Sidwell too. The whole thing is Sidwell has all these people trying to get him. So I think Lucas will be in danger. I think he will. I think he's going to be some kind of danger.
Girl, you in danger.
You're in danger, girl. You're in danger, girl. That's why you're in danger. Lucas, you're in danger, girl. I think so. I think so. Because what you said, I love that. And maybe we'll get an amalgamation of both. Maybe we'll get where he's in danger and Marco pleads with his father, like, no, but I love him. Like, I mean, maybe I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. But
Uh,
I doubt, Shady Sunny, the R-rated version. This is Shady Sunny After Dark. Um, I don't know. I just don't see it.
I mean, it's just like I guess there's also just part of me that I would love to see a combination of those two, just to see a gay relationship. Just like there are, the show's invested in the stakes, and that's we can kind of dig into it a little bit more. Because I mean, it's always just feels like it's just kind of brushed aside, or just like it's there, but it's like we don't really dive too deep into it. So
I
I'd
agree.
love for this to have like a real kind of stakes in the story, but. But you're right with the Jocelyn thing. So I feel like you don't set up the whole thing with her and being set up as like a possible like confidant to Lucas and not have that come together. Because then otherwise, what's the whole WSB part of it going to be about?
Right. And so I feel like, yeah, because I feel like something's going to happen with him that'll put him in some precarious situation. Which I guess that's fine, I guess. So JC's like, I don't care. Lucas deserves wherever he gets this relationship. It's harsh. Harsh out there. And but love. He's in love. And homeboy's good looking. Shit, I'll be looking at him too. I actually know who's dating. I actually know who's dating in real life. I'm friends with somebody who's dating in real life. The guy who plays Marco.
Oh,
There. But he's really good looking. So the police have not questioned Portia yet. Yeah, they haven't got her yet. They haven't. So
well,
that's
because it hasn't. I mean, I feel like that's something. Well, Alexis hasn't notified the police.
right.
She's saving that for trial.
Right.
So then the police have no idea about Portia at all.
No, they don't. To be
So
honest, they don't. They don't know anything. That's
and
just
Drew,
her.
yeah, Drew has no idea that Alexis's strategy is to blame everybody other than Michael.
Right.
Like, yeah. So
She's like, okay, because I mean, oh my god, poor Alexis. I mean, well, we got to talk about. We got to talk about. I didn't want to talk about it.
we got to talk about that beautiful
Frank,
day.
really, Frank. I mean, I thought you loved me. Do I have to really talk this?
If all right, James, just tell me though, if somebody threw together a last minute Thanksgiving wedding, would you go?
No. Going. Fuck.
They can't be that smart of people if they're going to throw together a Thanksgiving wedding.
Yeah, no. But here's the deal. I will. I can say one positive thing. I can't. Oh my god, Frank! I say one positive thing. Now we know we have a new Willow, so to speak. That we have a clear viewpoint now that she's doing this just to get her children. She does not love Drew. When
Yeah.
Nina asked her, she said she does. She goes, do you love him? She goes, I want my children back. I'll do whatever I can do to my. Okay, kids. Okay. I actually appreciate that now. Everybody thinks she's still the put upon, easily manipulated. She's probably still wrong, but we see a clear viewpoint. She misses her children. She does care about Scout on some level. She does, but she wants her kids back. She does not care. She's going to do what she has to do. She don't care. She's just a kiss on Drew. She's like Harley. She's like, she's like, oh, he's like, I love it. And he just starry eyed, like no one's gonna stop me. Even had old Michael out there for a minute. We knew he's not gonna stop the wedding. But Drew is just starry eyed and just can't. I was gonna marry. He thinks he won. He thinks he won.
Yeah.
And I am hoping against all that is soap Jesus that she does get her kids back or gets some concert, whatever. She drops his behind in 2.4 seconds and lets him know I was just using you. I don't love you anymore because that will hurt him. If she says she doesn't love me anymore, that's it. He will crumble. He will crumble.
Uh, it's I mean, Drew is his own worst enemy in this. He could have had Willow, and Willow and Michael could have had, joint custody of their kids, and everything would have been fine. But he had to just keep sticking his nose in it and stop Willow and Michael from actually having discussions and conversations that needed to happen way earlier in all this before so many other things happened that kind of just snowballed into where we are now. And so, uh, great, let's He's got nobody to blame but himself on this one.
Exactly. I'm just like it's. I love. See, I keep saying I love that Drew is so egocentric that he's not paying attention to some of the smaller stuff. And I love he doesn't read the room. Alexis, you need to get a little more smile on your face because you know what I can do to you. It's so. Oh, Alexa, quiet. Alexa, I'm talking to you. And just like I mean, she's there. Like she's already there. She hasn't said anything or done anything, and you're already in on her. That's how annoying he is. She's like, I'm here for. I understand what's. It's like I get it. There, her expression, Nina's expression. There's some great memes out there. Are hilarious during the wedding. Are hilarious. Even Liz. There's a couple of them. They're really funny out there. They're really funny out there.
Well, even like when Nina shows up and starts talking to Drew, and Drew always he just leaves. And if you even think about
Uh,
like, geez, come we get it, Drew. That's your thing. Blah. Come on, dude.
we totally get it. We totally get it. We totally get it. It's just it's too much. And but that's his character. That's what he does. He doesn't care. He thinks he's winning.
And if this whole thing with the Sidwell stuff, like I don't need him to do a whole 180, become like super nice Drew again. I just need him to be like, pull a like a uh a 50. And so like he gets back a little bit nicer guy, but he's still, he can still do crappy stuff and still be an antagonist on the show. But it doesn't mean that he has to be written as just cartoonish as he is right now.
Right. But I don't mind. For some reason, I don't mind. I think it's hilarious to me because he's so over the top and he's so hateful. I mean, folks want him gone, so I love it. But that's kind of the point. You need somebody who's just kind of Sidwell is kind of dark, scary bad guy, and Drew is kind of the laughable bad guy who seems to win on occasion. So,
And speaking of those guys, like I was surprised to see, like, I thought we were done with Ezra Boyle, but lo and behold, he pops
nope,
in to the Sidwell Laura meeting, and I'm like, oh, I
no
guess
shocker,
all
right?
right, you were still sticking around. All
Yeah,
right, Daniel.
because she said, What if I just like step down? You have a special election." But he's like, "Nope, that's not gonna help you either, bitch. Like, no, not gonna help you." So they really want to make it so that she's stuck. That's what I said. Like we said earlier, we want to see them unstick themselves.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to do this?
Uh,
Um, so I don't, and they did. They did show up. They did show he did when he heard Ace crying, and Sidwell picks up the monitor. That does scare her a little bit. It does. I mean, they don't want to use him, but like just like what was it? Laura and Dante had that conversation a while back. All the kids are pawns. Charlotte, Rock, all that. So we got that storyline too, which I've been enjoying actually. And I love that. I love that fight that Geo and Brooklyn are okay. I've loved their conversations. I'm fine with him not being close to one parent yet, but both the romances was too much. It was too much.
yeah, I agree, but man, they just Dante, for somebody who had this wild, rambunctious youth, that Cody would talk about with anybody who would ask, or have beers with Dante and talk about. Like, you would think that Dante, like, hey, yeah, we've heard you guys talk about your crazy youths, that you should be able to have a clear perspective on what's going on with like Geo and Rocco and stuff. But no, no, it just comes in and just is such an ass.
Completely. And that's just something I'm just like,
But give it up for Rocco. I thought Rocco was stellar. Yeah, Finn plays a boy. Great scenes when he
yeah,
lays in the
Finn Carr is his name. Yes,
yeah,
he's great.
when he lays into Dante about like, oh yeah, for you or you to tell me who's to be in my family when you left us
Didn't see
twice.
that coming either. That was like, oh, wow. When he said that, when he's like, you left us twice, me and mom twice. And went around and Dante and then Dante had to realize, oh my God, I did. Like he's not wrong. And had to sit down for a second. And when he asked oh my God, what the fuck is her name?
Lulu.
Lulu, do you agree? And she's like, yeah. See, I said, but I mean, I was like, oh my God. He's like, oh, but she was like, but I have the caveat of this, but you did. I felt the same way.
Yeah, and I did like that she said like, but I never told that to Rocco.
Right. I like that. I don't think she would. She would have. She would have done that. So I thought that was very cool. But that I keep trying to tell parents, kids are sponges, and kids see things you think they don't see. And all of us have been kids before, right? So I saw things that I should have seen when I was a kid. My parents were splitting up, and it was bad. And so I think we remember that stuff. Like elephants, we remember that. And so it's a lesson in just like I always like that we're seeing the consequences of all of these people's actions to their kids, right? The whole acting up, they support each other, they're lying to each other. It's like to the parent, it's great. And so when Dante and Sonny have a talk, I like it because it's because they have their own issues. I mean, like, look where they are now. He can talk to Sonny, and Sonny, it's just like, come on, it'll be fine. And when he talks to Finn, I love Finn. When he talks to Rocco, I love that. I love that they have that situation because Dante, he's just angry. He's just angry.
It doesn't get much further apart for father and son, or any parent and child, than shooting your child in the chest. So,
Oh
you know, it's if the two of them were able, if Sonny and Dante were able to kind of come back from that, it's like, all right, guys, I think you'll be able to repair the stuff with Gio and Rocco.
I agree with that. I will agree with that. And I just think that Rocco is Gio, oh God, Dante is a cop, and it must be hard to turn that off and on. And Dante and Dante, when Sonny says, turn off the cop, be a father for a second. That must be hard because Dante thought about that for a second. It's hard for him to turn that off because he always sees this wrong. Because let's get into this part that I've been waiting for Frank's comments on so hard this week. My favorite scenes this week. You get a dog, and you get a. When those dogs came through the door, I was laughing so I did not expect that because he said he would go liberate the dogs. I don't even actually see them. Had no idea. Those dogs were so cute. Oh my God, they were so cute. So he liberated these dogs because they got a card from somebody. Do we think it's Joss? I think it is Joss that gave him the card.
Yes, I mean like Jess pretty much admitted to it with Brennan.
Yes, she did. So I was like, okay, love it, love it, love it. And okay. And I know it's hilarious. And they're just so cute. And our thumbnail today is them holding the dogs, which you guys know. They're like, I love it. I'm Frank. Where do you the dogs? You get a dog.
It must have been a delightful day on set when they filmed that scene. Great.
Oh, just fun.
Great. They have all those dogs around. Very great. But as a story beat, just get out of here. I did not need to see that. Just and again, it's just they ride this line with, like, especially Emma. Like Gio, I feel like he's just gonna do anything to go along with Emma.
Right.
Like, whatever, dude. But like Emma doesn't really like. Yes, she goes, "Oh, I couldn't take it back to my aunt's place because the co-op would have just killed us." Like, well, yeah, but you didn't call anybody. You could have called Sonny and alerted him on the way over. Like, you're just gonna show up? Come on, Emma. Just like, you just drop in with what looks like maybe a dozen dogs and be like, "Oh, hey, is it cool?" Like, call ahead, get some notice. And what's with all the security from Sonny? Doesn't he pay to have security here? That's like, oh no, we're just gonna let 12 dogs just run right in. Ugh, just
I don't care. I loved it. Don't care. I loved it. I loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was something different. And just seeing Rick and them holding dogs, it made me smile. Here's the thing, folks. we watch these shows. We talk about it. We don't Frank talk about them. We talk about them with you guys. You go online, all this stuff. I don't know. I like animals. I don't mind a horse or two. Sorry, I don't mind that. I don't mind a duck. I don't mind. I don't mind props like that. I think it's just. I think it's kind of fun. I just thought, Cheryl says, like she said, it's better if they just show. They couldn't say no. They're all friggin' killing me right now. They're laughing at you. I love it. And I saw the behind the scenes when they were cooperating. It's kind of funny. But the dog, they were adorable. In a world of crazy right now, I'll allow it. I will allow it. I'm gonna get my gavel out.
Oh, there you go. Judge Lott is
Judge Lott. That's Jay Lott. I allow it. Frank is wrong. He has no heart.
I don't. I am dead inside. It just seems like this that have killed whatever little heart that I.
No, I thought of you. No, I seriously, I was like, oh my god, Frank's gonna hate these scenes. I knew it. They all Frank the Grinch. I knew it. I knew. I said I can't talk to him about this because it was so, but it was unexpected, right? We didn't expect this. It was kind of like it was like, wow, they really are bringing it. I never thought we'd see all the dogs. I never thought we'd see all the dogs. So it was kind of, they're all different sizes, and the one dog was like this on the couch. I don't know. I loved it. I did.
I would have fun just bring in one and let us hear barking outside.
That barking outside. You said barking outside.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, great. We get the idea. There's a bunch of dogs.
That is hilarious. Ugh. But see, the part I didn't care about. Dante comes in because he wants to talk to Rocco, and Rocco's honking dog, and him going off. All you guys are accessories. I'm just going for everybody. It was hilarious. It was kind of, that was hilarious to me too a little bit. I was like, oh, here we go again. And he immediately goes off on Gio.
He does, and then when Sonny goes, "Hey, can I just talk to Dante?" and they have their little chat, and then they all come back in, and then the first thing Dante does is he lays back into Gio again, right out of the gate. Like, did you not hear anything that you and your dad talked about? And the first thing you do is just lay right into Gio. Ugh, man, dude, you're your own worst enemy with all this.
Well, no, you're forgetting. Sonny said to Dante, "Enough," is what he said.
Yeah,
he said enough, and Dante stopped. That's like Daddy's talking right now. I was like, he said enough. And then he did talk to his son about that. But you're right. He didn't hear anything he said. And I it's like, I don't mind. I don't blame Gio. Like, screw him. I mean, Dante is just like, and Rocco keeps saying, it's not him, it's me. I'm like, I'm making these decisions. And so Daisy Flower thinks Emma's being selfish and arrogant. I don't know. I'm liking Emma these days. I don't care. I like her. And I always look at it this way. And you might be right, Daisy Flower, but my whole thing is, when you're young and you think you know something, you go for it. You know what I mean? Like, you think, there are things you couldn't tell me nothing at 21, 22 years old sometimes. There are things I just thought I knew. And you were going to try to tell me differently. Screw you and the horse you rode in on. I know for a fact that this is this. As we find out later, I was completely wrong. But that's, when you're young, I've dealt with some of my nieces and nephews or my children who are grown, who think they know, they just know this to be true. But I'm like, you don't know anything. You think you know what's going on, but it's not true. And you find out later that I was right. And I'm petty. I tell my kids all the time, like, I told you I was right. I'll tell you so in a second. I don't care, Frank. I don't care, Frank. I'll tell them. I don't care.
It is fine that Emma is this passionate about saving pets, especially ones that are being tested with lab in lab situations. Fantastic. But to assume that she can just show up at somebody's house with a bunch of dogs without any advance notice and everything's just going to be fine, like, get out of here. Like, that's where it's like, Emma, you do have to work. It's like, you start it, but you don't finish it. Like, come on, you got to think it all the way through.
I suppose she doesn't. That's the whole point. She's impulsive. That's what that says. She's young and impulsive. And probably Gio said, it'll be fine. It's my grandfather. It'll be fine.
Well, let's just kiss a little bit more, and it'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly. When you see, all you guys are jaded at home, and so is Frank. You were all young once. Come on. we didn't think everything through all the time when we were young, right? Oh, Frank. They're siding with you, Frank. They're siding with you. You can side. I'll side with Frank. I don't care. I'll stand alone in my thoughts. I'll stand alone.
It is one thing to come home, surprise, I've got a dog with me. That's one thing. But surprise, oh, I've got 12 dogs with me. Get out of here. No, no way. You were you can be forgiven for one dog as a surprise, not 12, not 12 dogs.
I love it. I love it. And half the fans are agreeing with you, and half are agreeing with me. Thank you. Well, it was fun. It's fun. I don't care. I'd be shocked. I mean, I would be upset if someone came to my house with 12 dogs. I'd be upset. But the whole point is, I don't care. Yeah, Dante was telling the truth. They did break laws, but come on, folks. And then when Rick brought the Good Samaritan law,
there you go.
Jumped in.
But I did like that Rick. Even he was at first. He was like, "You're doing this when Rocco is on probation."
He did say that.
So he did throw some heat their way. But then when it came down to the real cops showed up, like Good Samaritan stuff. He was there. He was there for Sonny.
Oh, ooh. Medora goes. Frank can't even delete his emails. All the dogs. your emails, I guess. You go after Frank.
Oh yeah, that's true. But my emails are just for me. I'm
the only one. Not for anybody else.
Me.
Not for anybody else. Yeah. Oh, Frank, agree with James. It was unexpected and funny way to end the story. The dogs are finally saved. They're mentioning that she's impulsive like her father and grandfather, Patrick and Noah.
Great.
I'm just tell me what's going on. I don't know.
That's great. So I guess we'll let it go. Show up with your 12 dogs. It's cool. Oh, because of your grandpa and your dad? All right.
Frank saying, Frank, see, he's talking to you guys, Frank. I'm talking to you guys out there. I'm just a messenger. I'm just reading what they said. That's all I'm saying. That's what they said. It runs in the family. Ezra is laughable. I know that's funny. Alexis is going to get back on. I know he does that weird thing with his hands. Alexis is going to get back at Drew. She's assured Scout is safe and away from Drew. Okay. But yeah, no, it's that was just kind of. I thought of Frank the whole time. I thought it was hilarious. But it was different. I'll give Jason it was something different. It was. I mean, they are like I said in some, and it does advance the story at least. So that part of the story is done. But I think it's basically done.
Yeah. And now I feel like we gets to be like Willa or Jocelyn kind of chafing against the WSB, where she did join thinking that she was going to be doing good, but then finding out like, hey, I've got to watch my own family be put in danger for this, and you smoozing my mom, and I'm supposed to be just cool.
He goes, "You're out of line when we watch out." She's like, "Wait a minute, but you're with my mom. That's okay." Yeah. He can't say nothing. What are you gonna say? And he said Vaughn away.
Oh man.
You see, he got taken away, kids. He should have slept with her. But that's sloppy. Why would he think, while he and Port Charles, they could sneak around when WSB's presence is everywhere? So to me, that was sloppy. I'm not a big fan of Vaughn and Jocelyn there, but that was totally sloppy.
Hey, but James, you've been young, haven't you? And you haven't cared about government agencies snooping on you while you just want to get some smooching on.
I'm old trying to get some smooching on. I'm still trying to get smooching on. So take that, Frank. But nobody really watching me. It's kind of but they agree with you. They love that Rocco was saying up to his dad. It's one of those things. It's these kids are this set. They're teenagers. They're older teenagers. So we're seeing their personalities come to life, and I think that's one thing they're doing really well with these kids. I'm liking the trio of Danny, Rocco, and Charlotte. I love that trio. And when they went, it was funny when they saw Rocco, they all hugged. It was like he hugged each one. I thought that was very cool. That he's back, and they were very happy. They were very happy, and and Gio and Rocco had their little brother moments. I loved all of it. I loved all that.
What I also loved too was that Alexis, Laura, and Jason were like, no, this story is your fake story about
Oh,
the
they didn't
dog.
believe it at all. They're like, nah, they go, you know they're lying. They came back in. We know you guys are lying. I go, I love that. I love that. Again, you can't. These people have been through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
The three of them. Yeah, they can tell. I always say that. I told my daughters, you can't pull anything over on me. I did it already. So good luck. And your
Yeah.
brothers did too. So you can try. They tried a couple of times, but they didn't. I always caught them. I said, no, we already know. So that was that was one of the funniest scenes. Like, they're lying. They're lying. That made no sense. And I love that they told him that. Your story makes no sense or make it worse for him. They were really being earnest. They really Charlotte thought by doing something extra that would help their case, which a kid would think that, right? They would think they're not thinking rationally. They're thinking they love their brother and they don't want anything to happen to him. That's I understand that part.
No, I felt like the adults appreciated how much they wanted to stand up for each other, but also no, we can't. We can't let them lie. That's just ridiculous. Uh,
It was funny. I was laughing. It was good. It was good. Do I say it's a funny scene? Yeah, it was a funny scene. Yeah, Finn Carr is really. I think it's really good. I think he's doing a really good job. All the kids. I think Mark Tester. Oh, someone asked me earlier. I guess Mark Tester was on that show Soapy. I don't watch Soapy, so I would not be seeing him on
one other scene I did like too from the week prior uh, was Rocco talking to Britt while he was still in in
there. Yes.
detention. Was great just for Rocco to have that moment of like I feel terrible that that I stole the key fob
Yeah.
from you. Just like yeah, they kind of just like have an open discussion and honest about what went down between the two of them.
And you had Britt use it later going, and Rocco was beat up. She went to Sidwell. She didn't like. No, she don't like that. She did not like. No. She did not like that. That was not kosher. So, and I have to say again, short term use. We saw Dr. Obrecht back. My girl was back for a minute, and she brought the girls together. When she told Willow about herself, she did it in a way that was cool, but she was just like, you don't get to you act like a petulant brat.
Yes.
And Willow was like, excuse me? And she's like, wait a minute. She goes, no, you get mad at family, but you also stick together. Like you don't just until you get mad, that's it. I loved Liesel's approach to that. And then adding Nina and have Nina walk in, and they made up kind of tentatively, kind of made up. And like, but no, but see, but then she's showing Nina, I think on some level too, that you can't do this to me anymore either. She's her own woman, and she's going into this marriage on her own accord. That's what Nina got to see. But I love that Liesel again to me, you can do short term roles really great. I'm just saying that's what I'm saying. The writing it can work. That's kind of my point.
Yeah.
And Oprah was only on for a couple scenes, and she was really good. It was really good.
It was great. Anybody that could just kind of check Willow on that stuff.
Oh yeah.
It was, like the whole Nina Willow thing is also just
Oh,
ugh, we've been
yeah.
there, done that.
Like she loves you. She goes, everything she's done, maybe right or wrong, she thinks she loves you. Like, come on, girl, pull it together.
Yeah.
Because yeah, for better or worse, Nina's her own worst enemy, but she was doing it. She thought she was trying to help.
Oh, and she'll
So
let everybody know. And Nina
yeah,
won't be shy about that.
no. Well, Nina told her when he made up, she's like, I'll probably mess up again. You'll probably be mad at me again later. That's fine. I mean, that is realistic. Something like that is realistic. Like that's life.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just life. And so
That's life.
I know that's how it is. And she, like she said, I miss you too. So I'm glad that there's at least a tentative truce between them, but at least Nina's in on this kind of like, okay, she's doing this. She thinks she's going to get her kids back. Got it. So on some level, she can be rest assured she's not in love with Drew. So it's like, okay, good.
Yeah. But I mean, she still feels terrible that Willow's doing this.
Yeah,
It's like to go into a relationship knowing that you don't love this person, even though you're trying to just get your kids. But who wants that for their child?
Oh, nobody, right? Nobody, right? So I thought that was good. So mention something else that happened. And left my brain that fast. Go ahead.
Oh well, I will give a shout out as we are talking about the detention scenes. is the one guard that kept bringing Rocco out that just had to sit there and get threatened by everybody.
He had attitude though too. He had a little attitude. I'm like, he got screen time. She had got screen time. That's right.
Yeah, I don't know how we got this. And like Sonny go, no,
Yep.
no.
Nope. So he's like, you know who I am. Like, as you tell him, Sonny, tell him who you are. That was an interesting choice to have Fink get beat up. That was an interesting choice. They had that. I was like, okay.
And to know that was Sidwell. Like, oh, Sidwell, he's not above getting having a youth
No,
get beat up.
that's what I'm saying. We're now seeing that Sidwell really is a villain. He's charming and all that, but he's a villain. And I actually like that delineation now. Like we're getting, again, have to wait for another 2 years to figure out what he is. We're seeing he don't care.
Yeah,
He won't hurt somebody, and that makes him dangerous. So,
and I don't need them. I don't need GH to all of a sudden ramp it up to 100 with Sidwell and write him off. No,
right,
I am cool. Like even after whatever this plan is
yeah,
that Britt is involved in, even if this just gets taken down and falls apart, and Sonny and Jason and whoever stop it, uh, that he's still around, and he's doing. Then he gets into something else. Totally fine with that.
right. As much as it went left my brain that fast. There's only a couple of things left because we've been off for 2 hours. Wow, it's crazy. There's a couple of things I'm blanking out what they were. Oh, I can't remember what they were. A lot went on. I mean, there's a lot went on the last couple of weeks. I'm trying to think. There's a couple of things, a couple of smaller things I wanted to mention that I liked, but I can't think of what they are right now. They're absolutely gone out of my brain. Well, Chase and Brooklyn had their talk in the kitchen.
Yes.
And now she's like, no, after what Michael did for me and Gio, I'm back to not thinking he didn't do. I mean, I'm on, and Chase is like, I mean, he's seriously out of control with Willow. But I love that Brooklyn went back to liking Michael again and going, no, I'm like, nope, I don't think Michael did it.
What I like about this is that you don't have to write Chase and Brooklyn as like being, hateful or hurtful towards each other. They can have differences of opinion on subjects, whatever it might be, like they were having like with Michael. But that doesn't mean that their marriage is in jeopardy or they're going to break up. It's like no, people can disagree on how they view something, and they work, and we just see how they work through it as a couple.
Yes, I agree. I think it's again put them together, then create conflict once they're together and keep them together.
Yeah,
and have just they talk things out. That's the one thing. So yeah, so I'm totally down.
And we also had speaking of people who like to talk it out, Stella, which she goes talks to Drew at the BC Grill. Whoo! She just aired it out.
Yes, she did. She was like, but again, Drew's just like to Curtis, you want to check your aunt, basically, because investigations could still be open. I'm like, God, he's just so mean. He's like, he is so ruthless.
But I did like to have Martin like also check him on that too. It's like, hey, if this happens with Stella, I'm not working with you anymore.
Right. Well, I love it. So, yeah. So again, reoccurring character. It's been fun seeing Martin show up in places because it's all related to Drew. I love him and Alexis. I see some chemistry there. I like those two. He kind of admires Alexis, so I kind of like that. But also, yeah, the Stella, them and Stella are friends, and that's the whole thing. He's like, no, Stella's one of the nicest people. Remember we said not her. So what made me laugh was when first she's having about to have lunch with Curtis and Trina, and when she was like, I think I'm going to tell him how I feel right now. And when Trina goes, should we stop it? Best second line of the week. Should we stop it? No, let her cook. I love that. I was like, he said, let it cook. I loved it. I thought that is yes. That is it right there. I loved it. I thought that's funny. And yes, she held her own. And Drew was just smiling on his face like, yeah, okay, bitch. And she didn't care. And as she said, you would think someone who went through what you went through would come out a better person. I just loved it. I loved the whole thing. And Curtis, they got to restrain himself because he was ready to punch that man out. And they said having Martin there too, which is great to have him there and kind of go, no, wait a minute. Remember, she's off limits, so to speak. Like, remember, I'm not going to go after her. He's like, I'm not going to have to. I have all kind of other things I can do to that. I'm like, it's yeah. I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that.
I mean, it doesn't, I'm still on Curtis, despite Curtis's kind of tarnishing of his morals with wanting to pull out an assassination attempt on Drew. I'm still on his side when it comes down to the Drew,
Oh yeah.
the Curtis Drew
Oh yeah.
deal. But you ever have that bit with Drew at the end, like, absolutely, I know that Curtis shot me, but Michael's got to go down for it. And then,
So he believes that Curtis shot him. That's why that was a good. I like that too. That we're getting his point of view. That he doesn't
yeah,
even care so much that Curtis shot. I mean, he does. He's like, I'll give revenge on everybody who's done me. I get to them. But he's so determined to get Michael out the picture. Like the people were saying, the killer's still out there, right? Because the shooter's still out there because we don't, I mean, it's to me, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Oh, 1 second. Sorry. Go ahead and
oh,
talk.
oh, it's he's getting his booty call is chiming in. Well, what I also liked too is that we had that beat where Willow was back at Drew's place, and Willow was just like, "Hey, are we sure you still should live here? Because this is where you got shot and
Oh,
you were bleeding out here on the floor." And Drew's like, "Oh no, no, this we're gonna make new memories here."
that was funny too, because it was like, yeah, why would you go back to where you were shot at? Yeah. So yeah,
Uh,
but he's his determination. He doesn't care because apparently he thinks Curtis did it, so he thinks Curtis won't try it again right now. I think that's what he's thinking. So he's like, if I get Michael out the way, we'll look at your kids, I have a happily ever after. Then I go after Curtis and take him down for trying to kill me.
what I don't understand if Drew is so smart, why he doesn't think about it like everybody else thought about it. It's like that Curtis is a former cop. If he was the one that shot you, he would make sure you were dead. So,
Right,
Drew's not thinking about that part. He's thinking, oh, yeah, Drew, Curtis shot me. Absolutely. But he did a terrible job at it. Like,
right.
no, no, he wouldn't have done a terrible job at it. You know it, Drew.
Yeah.
So that's why it's got to be somebody that has closer ties to Drew is the one that shot him. Because that has, I mean, and it doesn't seem like it's Willow now that we know that Willow's just in it for the kids. So, I mean, it's got to be Scout, right?
But it could be Willow. That's the whole point.
Unless
So,
we're doing the DID kind of thing.
does she know she did this stuff to Daisy?
I think she does because of the way she had that little smirk at Crimson.
That's true. She did have it.
When she heard them talking about it, and Obrecht clocked that smirk.
She did. Or something. Your daughter was smiling when we talked about because when she went off on Nina that time too, but like, give her come to Jesus meeting too. It's like, come on, girl, you look at your daughter and what's going on. I mean, come on, like, come on. So yeah, so it's yeah, that was good. Is that everything?
That is everything. I,
Yes.
I'm hoping that I mean, those sweeps is kind of a thing of the past, sort of. Hopefully by February we kind of reveal who really shot Drew.
Yeah, you guys at home. Do you need to be January or February? Are you ready to go through another month of this or 2 months? Let me know what you think in the chat. Are you ready? Are we ready to wrap this up, or you want to go on a little further? I want to go on a little further. I think I actually wouldn't mind knowing by end of January for me. Let's go another month or so, and that's it. Let's go another month.
Perfect. I sooner better for me. That's great because I feel like there's going to be more fallout to find out from once we know who. And I'm fine even if the show wants to let us know and still let the characters go a few more weeks without them knowing. I'm fine with that
Yes.
too.
Yes. Okay. No, I'm fine with that also. Yes. I am fine with that. Yeah. So chat, I agree, James. The real him is out there, maybe someone off canvas. I need it to end by December 31st. that's what Cheryl Steer says. I need it by December 31st. You go, girl. Lauren goes 0 months. I love it. January at the New Year's party.
Yeah, like I needed yeah, everybody's like, I need it end by December 8th, which is just tomorrow. There you go.
That's I don't mind. I don't mind this story going a little longer if there's more good twists and turns.
Well, I feel like this has to go to trial at least because we have to see how Alexis does because it's all like the whole scout side of it.
Yes, that's true.
So, uh, so I feel like Alexis needs that little bit of the story to happen so we can move on and figure out what happens with Scout.
That's true. You're right about that. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. It's
And
like,
then maybe we'll find out what Nathan's really up to, and we'll see. Hopefully, I mean, in real life, I don't know what Kirsten
storms.
Dunst.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we don't know her real life status right now.
But it would be great if like January/February we could get Maxie back,
Yeah,
and then I feel like that Nathan's story can really start kicking into gear.
I agree. I agree.
But
That's
as
it.
it is nice to have him back. Just for whatever the reason is, just having that character around, even if it's not the real Nathan, even if he's going to turn heel at some point. But he's they're writing him decently.
I am okay with him being back. I need to know. I need to know. I'm realizing we have to wait till this two Christmas storms thing. I do realize that. So I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I feel like we know there are cards that the show's not
Yeah,
revealing yet.
that's going on.
Um, but I mean, while he's here, okay. I mean, I like how he's being. I mean, I wouldn't mind some more, Nina, with more scenes about him with him and his family, just so we can kind of get that,
Yeah,
a little bit better. But oh well.
we'll see.
And,
Uh,
one last thing too before we
yeah.
go. The beat where it's like, hey, I like Laura as she's talking with Kevin, like would have been fine gambling, coming forward to the cops if Anna was the police commissioner because Anna knows all about Sidwell and
Oh, right.
stuff.
Yes,
So, but I also feel like you wouldn't have that same level of confidence with Dante. Like Dante forever. Dante knows you. And Dante knows that Sidwell's up to no good. I mean, maybe he doesn't have the immediate experience that Anna has for sure, but I don't think he'd be the one to take it at face value that Laura's immediately guilty.
I think she may be thinking because Anna really has dealt with Cyril directly and knows all about the lucky stuff. Maybe she's thinking that. I guess I don't know.
I mean, it's also true that if Sonny's involved too, like Dante really has to excuse himself from all this
Yeah,
because of the close ties to everything. So then if he's not involved in it and it's just ADA Turner, she's gonna that Laura would have nobody really there within the PCPD kind of fighting for her.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm curious to see how long Fennel Hughes is taking her break too, because like that'll
But
play into it
so
as
Mandy
well.
said something. I heard something too. I heard she's coming back soon. She's saying her this week. I haven't heard the week, but I heard I heard she's soon. So I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll kind of. I heard it was a short break. So I heard but I haven't heard a day or date. I've just heard that she's coming back soon.
Uh, let's hope so. Yeah. It also weird that like Jason is not clocked had any sort of reaction to Anna being gone, because I feel like he would know that something's up with that.
Yes. Yeah, because that's yeah, because like everyone's like, oh, she's with WSB doing something. Like, why would you guys think she would be working with them again? Like, it's really weird
Yeah.
how they're not really saying anything about that. So I don't know. I don't know, kids.
Okay, with that, I'm
Yeah,
done, James. I'm done, James.
he's like a Zoom meeting that won't end. Like asking questions at the end. I've been done already. We did exactly 2 hours. It's good. I think we covered everything, folks. Thank you. We had almost 100 people in here. Thank you so much for joining us today on this Sunday. For some of you guys, it's evening. This Sunday evening. We appreciate you. We'll be here next week. We'll be here next week. So you'll be able to see us talking about General Hospital. I'm excited because the show has been, I mean, it really has been going full steam ahead. So I'll give you, I give points. It has been going full steam ahead.
Yeah.
Many storylines, not everybody, but many storylines. We got Tracy coming back at some point too. I don't know when she's coming back. So
Yeah. Oh, and then also Ned, where he has that little flashback of him having a heart attack with Drew there. Like, yeah, where he's like, yeah, we don't want to get involved with fighting Drew. You know that Ned is going to be gearing up for some sort of payback.
oh yeah, Oh yeah, he's gonna be good.
which I love.
Me too. He's gonna get. He's gonna get down. He's gonna get down. It is. But he's back and he's doing better, so we're glad about that. Frank said, "Happy Go Jackie." I'm at James Lott Jr. We're at GHB Spotlight on Facebook. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, comment, and check out also my GH Dirty Deeds. I talk about a bunch of things on that show too. Usually the dark side of people,
The dirty stuff,
the dirty stuff that you don't talk about here. No. And we appreciate each and every one of you for making this show a huge hit for us on audio and on video. Like I said, we're closing out our 10 years together. About to start 11 next year. We're working it, Frank.
Oh man, just fresh faced and full of hope.
Well, we're neither, and but we're full of face. And hope, I don't know. Do I have it anymore? I don't know. Maybe it's gone. Who knows? It might still be there. Who knows? We'll see. I don't know about that. But we love you guys. Bye.